Oh, well, hey there. You feeling classy? I'm feeling classy. Let's go. Hey, everybody, I'm Hambbage. And Minecraft and I are welcoming you to this classy edition of Toehold on Eternity. That's right, we're a classy place where we talk about toes. No, not really. We're going to play some Minecraft. And in the last episode, let me see, we um, made a bunch of emeralds. We traded paper to our librarians who would take it from us, and we resupplied all our farmers with all the produce they could possibly need. They bought it very happily, and yeah, we ended up. You're the same dude, right? Yeah, we don't need anything that you've got. Um, I guess this is one advantage to finishing and then restarting right at here. You get a couple extra creepers all coming down. Um, So we ended up back here because, for one thing, we had bought a bunch of books, and I think, in all honesty, I think we're gonna end up with a bunch of tool books. These can go with the silk touches. I think that'll make sense to me. Um, I think we're gonna end up with all the books over here anyway, much more so than when we left them over here. We'll leave these set up here. We want the. I did tell them that they could hang out. They're kind of close. They took it very literally. They're like, "All right, we're gonna be right in your face. We want to see you." But I told them, "Hey, we're doing enchanting. Come check it out." They were feeling shy and they were hanging out in the sugarcane plants. So I wanted them to be welcome, and they took it to heart. So what are you gonna do? All right. So we are now at level 34, and I'd said it was a good chance to see what all we can get on the crossbow. The last thing that we'd enchanted was a regular bow that we had power 4 on, and now we can kind of just roll these a bit and see what we get. Quick charge is a nice supplemental crossbow because crossbows take that long time to crank and draw. Um, it's a very good supplement. Now here's a book we'll take right there. It just so happens piercing 4 is I believe 4 is as high as you can go on piercing. Um, no, not 1. We'll take 4 there though. I may still be inclined to throw that on the crossbow. I don't know why I needed to wipe that right now. Uh, I kind of want these guys to be reloading while we roll a few more books, though. All right. Nothing in those. So piercing 4 again. That's kind of the top. And let's bear with me a second here. I just want to check. Just in typing out the Google, it said piercing and there was 4 in there, so I don't think there's a 5. Yeah, max level is 4. So, um, while I've got this up, I know you guys are, I'm talking you through it here, but let's, crossbow. What are the other goody enchantments that we want on it. Crossbow, ranged, renewable, enchantments, skip down. Quick charge, max level 3, decreases the reloading time. That's a good one. Multi-shot we don't want because it has, go where you pop up bad. Makes the crossbow fire a spread of 3 projectiles at once instead of a single projectile, which is useful for targeting mobs spread out in a small area. It basically gives it a shotgun effect, and it is only a single tier. It is exclusive with piercing though, and that should tell you everything you need to know right there. This has a max tier of 1. It's like flame, right? You've got it or you don't. But piercing goes up to 4. And let's read about it real quick. Makes arrows shot from the crossbow pierce entities they hit and continue their flight, which allows each arrow to hit up to level +1 entities. This is useful for targeting mobs closely packed together and for conserving arrows, as they can be picked up after piercing entities. Mutually exclusive with multi-shot. So with this piercing, when it's piercing 4, it's level +1. You can shoot it through 5 entities, and that works out very well for a particular advancement we'll work on. Unbreaking, mending, and vanishing are the other ones that you can throw on. So for us, we want piercing, quick charge 3, and then unbreaking and mending on there. We've got the piercing 4 book, so what we're looking for here is quick charge 3 on our crossbow. And then everything else we'll add on. Man, now that we're doing stuff, let me do one more here. This is something I would much prefer to do offline. Oh, come on, dude. Those zombies make me feel rushed even more than just talking to you guys. Punch. Enchantment weight. Max weight is 2, or max level is 2. So let's... Oh, that's on the bow? Darn it. Do I want to spend... No, I think I'll hold off. I know we've talked about it, but... let's hold out for punch on a book. Because I don't want to double up the enchantments that I already have on the other stuff. Just while you're at it, though, it's basically knockback for the looting 3. So we're rolling for quick charges here, powers there. Everything else we kind of have, and then there's a number of different book enchants that we would still take right now. We're now down to level 28. Piercing we don't need though, and I'm not looking to build a bunch of crossbows, so I'm gonna hold out for quick shot or quick charge or whatever it is first. Breaking on the bow, we don't care too much about, and then our books. Multi-shot, don't care. Go again. Quick charge on the crossbow. Punch on a book. No, hi. Yeah, that's a llama on my... Dude, this is a highly powerful table and space of enchantment, dude. You're letting your llama walk all over it. Just saying, little respect for the mystical powers here. Smite 4. We got 5. Breaking. Kind of did this out of order. Power 4 on the bow. Let's hold out for that. Again, if we can get that in a book, we can stop all this nonsense, and then we're just rolling books for goodies, really, once we get quick charge on the crossbow. Did I already check that, or did I just settle? Yeah, I think that was it. So, power 4, we need to get back up 5 more levels. And I don't intend to make this a full... book rolling and enchanting level or episode. Um, but I did want to drop off those books and use, since we were up above level, get those cleaned up. I think all of these can be scrubbed. Doesn't hurt though to double check. Let's a few more bits and mobs of XP. We have just picked up a few of these of our own accord, and I think in the process we've got our paper ready. So I mean, this really could become a full-on loop of your Minecraft time. You could just pretty much just harvest and sell, and by the time you got done with fields and then trading and then coming back here, you could harvest the sugarcane, go harvest the fields at home, trade with the villagers, and just kind of endlessly run until extremely wealthy. But there's more to life than money. That's one of those secrets that when you're young, I just want the money, I can buy stuff. Well, you can, but that stuff comes with a price. And not just the money price, the price of whatever responsibilities you have to get the money, whatever you're going to do to maintain your job. You have to have a place to put all this stuff. Stuff takes a lot of storage space, and that's why, only in America, really, but it really is all around the first world. We're not, everybody loves to make fun of the materialistic Americans, but it happens around the first world, where there are actual people out there whose entire job is to come and help you manage all of your junk and get a handle on it. It's crazy, right? I mean, what does that tell you about people and where they're currently at in their own lives? I don't know why we just picked up a lead. Oh, did he go through the portal maybe? Alright, is there another lead around here then? I'm sorry, your buddy jumped through the portal and left you here. It's nasty over there. I bet he's getting introduced to some lava slimes. It's probably not going real well for him. Although I don't know that they probably are just ignoring him. Get a much better time of it than I do. But yeah, so stuff, money gets you stuff, money gets you luxury. But when you get to a point where you're meeting your base necessities, you really need to take a look at what do you want to spend your money on? And if you're saying I need more, and more stuff, what is that stuff? What role is that stuff taking in your life? And I'm saying that as somebody who's sitting here playing Minecraft. The laptop and the internet and all the stuff that goes into that. For me, there's a reason why I like this game so much, and I'm willing to do that and to be able to play it quite a bit. But what other opportunities is that taken away? And when I do, when I decided to start recording these episodes, what is that commitment that I'm saying that, hey, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it on a regular basis and have these videos up so that you guys can, expect that, hey, more than likely I'll have a video to watch. that's at a bit of an expense to a lot of other um, opportunities and things that are going on. For instance, if I am heading out of town for Labor Day weekend, which I am, then I've got to spend more time pre-planning and recording some of these so that I'll have content coming up and continuing while I'm gone. That you don't just get to walk away. That doesn't have anything to do with money and material stuff, but in a way it does. You have to pick and choose because um, I think many of us have lots of stuff. For me, I don't. I choose to live in it's relatively small by U.S. standards apartment, but I'm solo by myself, and I have two bedrooms, one to be as an office and one to be as my bedroom. And a big part of that is that I have a lot of stuff in the closets and all that. I like, as I say a lot, I like to go camping. I like to ski. I like to travel. And at past times in my life, been very much into photography, so I've got a lot of that kind of gear. All those things have to be stored and stored, in a way that they aren't just thrown somewhere. You have to take care of that equipment and that gear. And, we all have paperwork. And when you have computers, those all take up space. And you gotta store the peripherals and all that kind of stuff. So it does, it spirals. And it's like, wow, I'd love the inexpense of living like in a loft situation where I kind of come in and have everything around me right as I need it, but it's just not realistic if you want to have the stuff too. Um, all right, now, oh, there's not many more of you. Come on, just a few more. I guess I can put this a little bit away. Maybe there's more in here. It was poorly timed. Yeah, look at all that. It is nice when it just starts piling up and you don't have to. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Not imminently, but I can feel it. It's building up there, hidden away in my nose. Oh, it's all about the boots. Good job, boots. All right, now which of these was it? I think it was the bow, right? Power 4. And again, that's just a plain old Power 4 bow. And kind of to be expected when you're sitting right at level 30. All right, unless this is something so awesome, there's a quick charge 1 book. Not exactly what we're looking for. Theoretically, we could stack them because there's not that many in chance. We're going to want 2 quick charges, the 1 piercing, but I think we still want that on the crossbow because we're not going to put anything else on it. For now, though, put all that away. Once this really does warm up, it takes it a while to get juiced like that, but that wasn't much effort. While we're here, we'll pull all that back. If there is more, we'll take it. That's going to get dumped. That's going to get either combined or thrown away. All right. Let's get out of here because, like I said, we didn't intend to spend the whole episode here talking about stuff and killing time between creeper kills. Alright, if there was a time for slimes, this is it, because I've already got some of them stashed away here. Let's run upstairs real quick and check on these boots. I think we've got all the gold stuff already, right? Wasn't exactly what I meant to do. Yeah, we've got all the gold, so I just need to make a habit of remembering gold stuff gets trashed. But we can do about the same here that we do there. Not go back in that corner. Those should despawn before we have any reason to be back there. Let's put these leads. Well, they go in the toolbox, I think. Or the goodie. Where is the toolbox? At the fields? Oh no. I'd pull out my spyglass and look over there, but it's in the toolbox. Where? What did I do? Did I leave it at the creeper farm? I may have set it over on the side when the village wandering trader was there. Biggest problem with shulkers is loss of shulkers. We did it. See, you're coming from down somewhere. Where do you keep coming from? I just don't. I don't know where that could possibly be. We have so many torches around here, right? I'm not missing any. They can't spawn on the stairs anyway. It's like the game is just deciding, you know what? You need a zombie in your life. And I disagree. But I don't know where that zombie in my life is coming from. And again, he's more a comical nuisance than anything else right now. Oh, wait, we're going for the toolbox. Don't forget the tool. Wait, is this the tool? That's the goodie box. I'm doing all this to put away leads, and I don't even think I've started up animals. That is probably something I should do with another shulker. Is start an animal. And maybe animals and villagers. Because we talked about that. Is that what we want to do today, too? Either one of those could be very appropriate. We could try to set up. Oh, you came through too. You try to follow me. You're so nice. And you are hanging out somewhere, probably very much invisible and freaking out. How long will these potions last? All right, let's check. Yeah, I don't have any animal stuff in here, and don't have any animal stuff in here. So that is something we want to have ready at a minimum. Come on, dude. Come on, man. Get out of there. Look, you are in a bad way. And you don't want to be here. Come on. Come on. You get in there first. Get in. Okay, there you went. Good boy. All right. Have at it. Don't go back through there, though. It's dangerous. All right. As I was saying, we should probably make an animal box. Um, this is not at all a bad world. First of all, not that we have much reason to forget, but oh, what would be a good animal? How about black? Because I don't think we're gonna, we want. So much sugar. Did we use it? Oh, maybe we took it downstairs. But we got a lot of these now. Must have had extra. So let's make sugar. Carrots. Berries. Raw fish. I was going to put this away. Bamboo. I don't think we need wheat. I guess we could put some in there, but oh, we got sheep here when when we want to breed them or tame some and bring them around. That's easy enough. I guess if it just inspires us at some point. So sheep, cows, whatever else, goats, llamas, pandas, cats, lots of cats, foxes, pigs, horses, donkeys, golden apples we've got, which would be for the breeding. We'll always have those on hand for horses, donkeys, mules. Ocelots are fish. Bees are flowers. We've already done those. I'm not going to bring them around here in this box. We should do fence. This is more for tying up than anything else at the moment. Oh, we are also full on arrows. I should remember that. Do we care about armor at the beginning? I don't think so. We can sort all that out eventually, right? Yeah, what else? else is good. A good start, huh? Then, being careful not to go over where we're deleting boots. May as well, right? Fact, let's name all of the relevant boxes, which are these two. And then rocket box. That's good. Get that knocked out. Doesn't matter so much at the moment, but like the goodie in the toolbox, when we have a couple potion, we'll make this one the generic. Eventually, we may have a fire potion box, and we'll definitely have an explosives box or something, TNT box or something like that to go along with rockets. So I'll have one of each. I think all that spiraled from having the goodie box and the toolbox. Oh, we need to, I guess. Oh, that can sit, right? This goes here. And that's got its spot. We can keep it in here if we need to, but all right, so we've got our tools and our goodies. Those are top tier. Potions and rockets, essential. Animal stuff now gets its own category and will always linger with. And then these are all either nether bridging materials or portal. The materials that we're using to frame in portals in the nether. So those all get carried. And I think, wasn't there one of these? Yeah, stone was very low. Cobble's low as well. Let's top those off. Diorite is pretty low too. Oddly, glass is the only one that we have filled up. So let's see if we can top these off. Ooh. Cobble? Eventually, we're going to have to get out and do just some good old-fashioned caving. We've done a bunch leading up to... What was it? Was it the build, kind of the final prep for the darkroom spawner that we went and kind of did a bunch of just random running around in caves? Any more there? No. We'll probably have some more downstairs, though. The cobble is good now. Long overdue. I know this is, again, kind of tedious stuff. Not what I'd envisioned when I said, oh yeah, we're not going to hang out at the darkroom spawner. Kind of thought we'd get more substantial accomplished, but this is all, it's all really good. It's monumental in that we're moving forward in the game by just having the ability to do this. And if that doesn't make sense to you, then this is a big part of probably why you're feeling, well, excuse the burp, feeling struggles at hardcore. you need to have these stages where you're like, all right, yeah, these are the materials I need to be successful. You don't want to be bouncing around in the nether trying to link a portal quick and not having the gear that you need. Have it, oh, speaking of which, so this is where we're full on low on just good old-fashioned stone. Something to be aware of. That's not what I need. This is... These can go away. So we're good, but we'll use a lot of that just bridging other stuff. So maybe don't do that next until we've... Chance. We moved that down here. Uh-oh. I thought we had a lot more sand than that, too. Huh. Well, okay. I'm not going to drag you guys out to the desert just yet. But that's eye-opening, too. I guess we have to be more focused when we do go to the desert. Are they... Okay, he's not bothering the llama. That's good. Where are we in this episode? Just over halfway. Man, for all the bouncing around and silliness. It's not nighttime. Just under a half hour. You know what it's time for? It's time to begin the prep. $20 or so is a great amount of time to do this, and it's sort of long overdue, really, but we've also sort of outgrown it, except that we need some of the new materials more than we ever did in the past. So yeah, we're sacrificing a bit of our forest edge here. I enjoyed having the original perimeter of that visible, but our friends need this space. It's not for us. And as if I hadn't already was it the last episode or was it this episode when we were talking about stuff? I think it was this episode, right? And we just wrapped that up. Excuse me. This is a real life deal. This isn't internet memes on, you hear about this situation in the world, but beehives and colony collapse disorder and the actual honeybee and the loss of its stuff, which I believe has been designated to like a fungus. I don't know how all that plays together. I wish I knew more. I should learn more. I get a lot of people are scared of bees. They don't like them. The idea of being stung is scary and awful. But, you think COVID is disruptive? The actual loss of honeybees or bees in general, insect pollinators, and the absolute famine that would cause around the world is that's top level terrorist, or not terrorist, but terrifying level stuff. You want to, everybody likes to talk about zombies and, the post-zombie apocalypse and all that. You want to talk about the world going back to the Dark Ages and some of that kind of stuff. Lose bees completely. Have bees go extinct and watch what happens as the world as we know it goes in full-on reverse mode. Really scary, really scary stuff. And that you should write a novel or a movie or a screenplay or something. But seriously, we are so dependent, and for all the machine, we have plows and cultivators and irrigation and all that kind of stuff for farming. And everybody kind of thinks like, oh yeah, I just go to the store to buy bread. I don't need to worry about it. One of the things we don't really do by machine very well is pollinating plants. It's a symbiotic relationship between insects and plants that has been going on way, way longer than humans have been humans, even primates probably, as far as I know. That's why flowers exist, is to attract insects who will come along and go, hey, that's brightly colored and sweet or tasty, and I want that back at my hive to produce food. And so they come along and fill up their little pollen sacs, and as they go from flower to flower, they're spreading and again, this is not a biologist, but the stamens and pistils and however all that works, where I kind of lose the whole like female and male parts of the plants and all that, how it works, but I'm guessing you guys all know. You guys are all probably much closer to high school than I am, either before or after. But yeah, bees are the ones. Bees and other insects, but bees are the best at it. Going along and taking that pollen from one plant to the next and fertilizing the crop. And that's what we need to do to have wheat and corn and all those other good things out in the fields. We think of it in our gardens with the bright flowers and all that, but they're doing that on a mass level way better than we as humans could ever do it. When people are like nurseries and things are trying to get custom, like I want that specific geranium to crossbreed with this specific geranium, so that I, think Mendel and his peas, right? So that we can promote the redness of that geranium. They're like using little paint brushes and things to pick up that pollen and move it from plant to plant. We can't do what insects can do. And the idea that we could lose bees is crazy. Because, the farming as it has worked for the whole history of humanity is just totally dependent on that one little relationship. And yeah, other insects may step in to fill that role, but, think Africanized honeybee, right? Killer bees. Things that don't work as well with us. For all the, everybody going, bee at a picnic or something like that and running away and screaming, or bee chasing you because you got, fancy soap on or something like that. They do a lot of good for us. Anyway, promote bee habitat in your real worlds. It's so easy to, plant bee favorites in your gardens and stuff like that they'll want to come back to. So do them a favor. And I think I haven't done this. I've never worked with bees, but I'd kind of love to if the opportunity was right. Urban beekeeping is a thing. In certain neighborhoods where there's gardens and, like condos or apartment dwellings that have lots of gardens and spaces and stuff, they'll put beehives up on top of the buildings, and it's good for the bees. It's safe from predators. There's surprisingly lots of amounts of plants and things there that they can get their nectar from. Nectar? Probably. And is a very passive way to make a product out of otherwise, urban jungle type stuff. The areas that nothing productive comes out of very often. So, other than us and families and having a place to live and all that, I'm not being negative about it, but it's really cool. You see oftentimes you'll see trucks around that have like urban farmer on it, and they're trying to do distributed growth and things like that in areas that otherwise can't be used. But the urban beekeeper and things like that are awesomely powerful. And, it can be done just in the space of a backyard. And, the problem is lack of understanding in neighbors. You'll get somebody that'll be like, oh, I'm allergic to bee stings, so therefore I don't want, Bob down the road to keep bees in his backyard. And you get a whole bunch of outcry, and it's kind of stupid, right? Because I get allergies. I have some, I know members of my family with very dangerous food allergies and things like that. So I get it. I appreciate that. But in theory, the bees are there anyway, right? They're going to be in a tree or something like that. And if you have a serious bee allergy, and people can have very serious reactions to bees, that kind of lies on you to be responsible and have an EpiPen, right? That, bees are a part of nature. It's not like going into a restaurant and reasonably expecting that, if you're running a restaurant, you're going to let people know if you have peanuts or I know the wheat thing is not exactly life-threatening the same way that a nut allergy can be, but there's lots of different food allergies that don't get the same press. When that's a controlled environment thing, yeah, you have a reasonable expectation, and I think it's a good idea to carry an EpiPen anyway if you do have a food allergy. You're counting on other people to watch your back. Don't put yourself in a position to be a victim. Just take care of it. Be ready. But I get it, right? There's a lot of other gastrointestinal type things that aren't necessarily life-threatening, but you don't want to be exposed to foods that you're allergic to. So I get all that, but bees are a different deal. Nobody else is responsible for, oh, hey, a bee out in nature living its life came by and, you happen to sit, it got trapped in your jacket or something like that, or you just somehow got in a situation where you got stung. Be ready for that. And just because other humans are trying to make up for the lack of old dead trees and things like that continue to exist that would hollow out and naturally be a place where bees would hive, those really don't exist. And that was a part of why when colony collapse was not understood, a lot of advocates for bees became very passionate about, bird people and all that, like Ducks Unlimited hunters and all that are very good and organized and have loads of people donating to protect habitat. And that goes well. That helps all species, right? Wild lands that can support deer, for instance, are also naturally going to support bees. Where bees lose out is, and some birds and things like that. This is really where I'm more aware of it, but there are a lot of bird species that, while they want full living trees and forests and all that kind of stuff for shade and hunting and all that kind of stuff, a lot of them are very dependent also on dead or dying or otherwise decaying trees, or even fallen stuff on the ground. They've adapted over long centuries and millennia before we were around, or at the numbers that we are, to making their lives in these otherwise kind of neglected settings, right? The whatchamacallit, snags, where a windstorm came through years and years, 100 years ago, and knocked down a bunch of trees. And without humans there, those will slowly rot, and a lot of them will never fall to the ground completely. They'll sit at an angle, they'll be stuck on another tree, they'll never make it. And so instead of rotting from water, they will very slowly decay over time. The bark will fall off early, and then you'll have these hardwood type trees that aren't going anywhere in nature. And for decades, cavity dwellers like woodpeckers or nuthatches or birds like that, wood ducks, will go find these hollowed out, or these rotting from the inside trees where the hard outer shell is not going anywhere, and they will year after year nest in those. Bees do the same thing. They go to these trees that are otherwise imperiled and will use the cavities as the inner pulp kind of wood inside rots out. They'll make that's a safe place for them to make their nest. Think of Winnie the Pooh, right? You can't get to the honey because it's hidden up in the tree. He's either got to get up there or whatever. And, the whole image of a bear covered in honey and getting stung by bees as it's trying to get to a nest. That's the best place for them. Well, now you think about our neighborhoods, where we live around homes. I don't want a part dead tree around my parking lot, because if a windstorm comes, that part dead tree that's kind of rotting out from the inside, it's vulnerable to a windstorm. If the wind comes whipping along, it's going to be the first to go. And if I'm parked under it by chance, crack, it's gone, and my truck is ruined, right? And the same thing, it goes all around. You don't want the ugly. They're more prone to disease, insects, and things like that can then go infect healthy trees. Also use those in addition to bees. So it's a balanced deal, but generally we want young, healthy trees. And when something's going around, like think for North American viewers, I don't know if this is based on the name, it might be, but think Dutch elm disease, right? I think a lot of, certainly my age, and now I think maybe it's more the emerald ash borer, or out here in the western states, the pine bark beetle, right? There's different insects that erupt and come through, and it's how nature has balance, right? It goes through and it takes down vulnerable or overgrown tree populations, just like corona and other pandemic diseases balance out humans, or would if we didn't have medicine to help maintain those. So, and that may well be a sign of nature that we just don't like as much, is that bees have been artificially adapted to a life of dependency on humans, because we're always just here and we like having them around, so we plant flower gardens and all that kind of stuff. And what in nature without humans would not really exist for them, flower gardens and things like that, where trees and grasses and shrubs and things would be more prolific than daisies and marigolds and things like that. They'd have their place, but they wouldn't be as prolific. So colony collapse and some of those kind of things is just nature maintaining balance, but it's a balance we're pretty dependent on, so we need to take care of them. And again, without everything else aside, what really became apparent as it, nobody had really looked, and then all of a sudden it was, dude, what happened to all the bees? They're gone. Um, the habitat loss was one of the things that we became a part of. So if you see somebody with beehives out in their yard, give them a solid. Take that for a team, and it's tough. It does require a bit more space, and I make light of, oh yeah, urban beekeeping is awesome. You should go do that. Well, it's a little more complex than that. You can't just hey, I'm just going to decide to take care of bees. It takes a long time, and they do need to have adequate space for hives, and the hives, you kind of got to know what you're doing. You can't just completely fly in blind. You got to be dedicated to it, and it's going to take a few years for those to really reach a sustainability level. And it's like having a pet, right? A really stingy, sticky pet that doesn't show its love and affection in a traditional way, but um, it bees to, if you're going to take on that responsibility, just like saying, I want a puppy, I want a puppy, I want a puppy. Well, that puppy's going to need stuff from you, and you can't just decide after a couple months, yeah, you know what, I don't really want this puppy, and now it's gone. No, when you're taking care of bees, especially in a habitat like that, you can't just change the rules on them, and you also can't just start beekeeping and have your neighbor shooting cans of Raid at them every day either. So there are factors to be considered, but it is when you the next time that you see it, my state has tons of it. It's an outdoor recreation kind of state. We make lots of in and out state money on hunting and fishing and all that. Most states have strong outdoorsmen benefit and have seen the value in that, and it's good for everybody, right? The hunters and fishermen just happen to be the big sustainers of that, and their usage fees um, help maintain those spaces. So that's all good. Well, we've talked a lot about bees, and all we've really done is dig in the dirt. Um, I hope we can all agree we like honey, because that's what we've begun a little quick mini side project on, and we're now at about 58 minutes, so we timed that just about right. Um, for those who haven't seen previous worlds, oh, it's nighttime. Let's not cause disaster, so I guess we'll sleep and then sleep again in the next episode. Um, Eventually, we want to have bees all along that side. Same hive configuration. Maybe we'll change the decorative, how we set them up and hang them and all that kind of stuff. But we want a bunch of accessible beehives because we want lots of honey, obviously, just for the basis of having it. But we also want lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of wax. The other episode, it just happened to be while we were doing the basement design here. Um, I was thinking about the candles. I'm like, oh yeah, we never have gotten back. Now the bees also are going to be huge help on our fields would turn over much more quickly. I don't think that's going to be a big deal, but it's cool to have the bees helping us, and we may put some over in that far corner too, just to help out um, with the beets and no, the carrots and potatoes are over on that side, but just to kind of encircle the field and get more coming that way. I think having the bees wax or honeycomb is going to be that important to us in this game. Now with the new 17 content and copper, whatever we end up doing with that, I have no idea. I don't have a build in vision, but we've got a lot of copper. We're going to have more, and um, I think being able to have waxed copper in addition to the aged green copper would be cool. So that, candles, all of that other good stuff, not to mention just honeycomb blocks and honey blocks and all that good stuff. So loads and loads and loads of fun to be had with bees. We'll get them started. I basically just want to have that framework set up and be able to start bringing in our natural bees, or breeding them up to the point where they'll start relocating into bee nests. Um, but I think our default bees in our little local forest, we're going to keep right there. I don't want to move them at all. They got their home, and they're our homies. We were, so happy to first find them and breed them up a little bit. So we'll leave them in place, but I'm chatting on. We'll talk about all that even more as we talk bees. And as you can see, something I don't know a whole lot. I don't do anything with bees, but I am. It is one of those things that I think is worth learning about and being passionate about, being an advocate for bees, because there aren't many people out there shouting their praises, and they are so important to us. So go read up on it a little bit, see what you can learn, and if you're on Team B, throw a comment. I'd love to hear about it. Anyway, you guys take care. Have a great break. We'll keep these pre-recorded episodes rolling out through another week or so from when this one's going. So hope you guys are looking down the barrel of a short week and a long holiday weekend if you are in the United States. If you're scattered around the rest of the world, I don't know what your holiday schedule is, but I hope the late part of your summer, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, is going well. And say hi. Let me know where you're coming from. Otherwise, you guys take care. We'll see you next time. I haven't even thrown up the thank you screen yet. Come on, thank you screen. There it is. And we haven't saved. There we go. All right. You guys are awesome. Stay that way. We'll see you next time. Get out the doors and see if you can find a bee. Bye.